This is for NieR 11945. Huge fan of the NieR Replicant ver franchise by Yoko Taro, writing game as furries, and also a huge metalhead. And welcome back to NieR Replicant version 1.22474487139. So we got the first ending already, and now we're going to go for the second ending. You see, already have ending A, so real fast, and we will get straight into this. Yep, this won't take long. This will be pretty quick. Alright. Okay, let's go. We're back here again.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway.
Freeing Kaine once again. Once more, with feeling. Kaine's dreams, discrimination. Oh, here we go. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of the town. It's the Eyrie. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East? Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me! A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones could continue their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out, "Yoo-hoo, Kaine!" The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the Eyrie. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she couldn't make out the shapes of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boy seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like Genoa? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh look, the little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from a world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless. A failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he had old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his chorus. Come on, guys, let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future we'd chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak! Chanted the children. Freak! 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 Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from his face between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my God! He's crying! He's actually crying! Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine, but the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter it before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. Ow! He screamed to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch. You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me. The old woman shrugged. Death is the best cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backward and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave this village! No one wants you here! Either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! I guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight. The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the young girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting out the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned into sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood kicking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. It was normal, then if I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't..." "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, then they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh! These are lunar tears! Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. "Well, where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pain she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said the mother. She squinted and added, "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Of course you are. What a fool thing to say." "Thank you, Grandma." Her grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. "I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough." even if it's us against the world. Kaine let her gaze drift past the vein and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hits of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, the light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dreams, daily life. Hey! Song of the Ancients, Popola and Devil combined. Listen to that beauty. Alright. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sounds of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firework being produced, however, was as far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood, which would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma! Called Kaine. That you, Kaine? Yelled the old woman, taking her. Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction, and one spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. When she scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something. The axe poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the most difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter, and rare were the days when any of the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only a tiny crack in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it! Crap! She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happy enough, she picked up the axe, forced and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging. A blister soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small size, she took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezy laugh. Pretty clumsy girl, you better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with the foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arms and batted Kaine away. So stop that! Just stop! She cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother and took her wrinkled hand. "Grandma, you're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village." The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. "It's all right," she said. "I'll be fine." Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. "Well, I don't like it, god damn it. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up." The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by Shade, or worse, Dimo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance to the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind race as before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. "I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong." She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. "Hey ladies," said Kaine with a bravado that she did not feel. "Where's the apothecary?" The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewilderment. "How dare this thing speak to me?" they seemed to say. But Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion, fear. "Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one." "Which way?" Kaine repeated. The woman pointed a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Dimo. He'd clearly been some kind of family errand because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. "Oh my god," he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak?" The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Switching to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for the medication. "Ha!" barked Dimo. "That old bitch finally keeled over? Go to hell, Dimo!" The boy's eyes grew so wide they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could come back, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told him to knock it out before he kicked him out of the store. Dimo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with the label written some kind of indecipherable language. An ocean of aroma was assaulting her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. Peace, surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. "You like that picture?" Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched her when she was just a little girl. She's been dead a long time now." Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. "Pictures are wonderful things," continued the shopkeeper. "They let the ones closest to you live on forever." He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled. Having cured the medicine, he reached into his sizable green apron and produced a small handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw." Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. "Yes, I've heard the rumors about you," he said. "It's a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Callie, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable." "Grandma's name is Callie?" thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling the new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently transferred the apothecary's hand. "Your grandmother was an old friend of mine," he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, "and I owe her much. I wish she would like it if you drew a picture of her." Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured in a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandmother young. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble?" "It was kind of fun," said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. "Fun, eh?" As the grandmother heard the boy's speech implied, she believed anything but. "Uh-huh, so anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know." As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief search, she informed her grandmother that she was going to discuss her portrait. "A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone." "But Grandma, it'll make you live forever." "Horse shit," said her grandmother, "Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help with dinner." But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of their house as if posing for a master artist. Oh my, this is so wholesome. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she took her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. "It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all." "I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make drawing easy or something." The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that," she said, throwing the painter back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kaine," she said between her laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it." But hush, I won't hear anything more, Bull, about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always. Aww. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a straight smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before, and it makes me want to go on so that someday you can feel the same happiness." It was a moment that burned itself in Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on. People and their memories move in and life like goes through a passing hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dreams. Separation. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry." "Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine, "and I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. "Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years have passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly, with the Shadowlord's castle theme. Kaine looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in the hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept home, constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble. The old place sat like a box in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn girl, if a bunch of thieves want to ransack this whole place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway." "I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shoot, I don't know why you had to do it today. We can worry about it some other." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment she was a small child lost at a carnival. Yes, she said after a bit. Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is..." She didn't finish the thought. Instead of walking over to a nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar from the drawer, the flower's petals had aged like to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're going to be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls and more talk about how beautiful you become." Annoyed, Kaine reached to remove the garland, but the look on the grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, "and there ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder. I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ears, pulling her around the room with a great grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kaine in a crazy voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked as slowly. The wrinkled as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she began, "maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't let you stay to keep an eye on an old codger like me. You get your fruit and wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. When you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kaine rolled her eyes and kissed her grandmother and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end the temptation was too great. She spun gave her one final look and saw a small bent woman sitting in a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she could collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, leaving a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed by a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Twisting his path with the finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach gnawed in on itself. No! Oh God, no! Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as they tried to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran then, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature's support with 3 twisted feet and its sheer balance remains of a large armored tail, scales, horns, and claws sprout its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine let out around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind wasn't able to comprehend such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "Alright, you bastard," she thought as she screamed. "It's you or me. Let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with bemused interest, then they began looking at the house and backing out, as if urging her to look at the destruction that had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began moving frantically. "She's alive!" thought Kaine. "Alive!" Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard toward the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up! Get 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 up now!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped toward the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of a claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lifted her feet only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at the corners, short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. "Bastard," laughing at us. She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt that the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved his claws slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snap at her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backward, but she forced it on and began to hobble toward the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch of her waist, she left on the foot that pinned her ground and then plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air toward the young girl that was lashed to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small weak voice spoke up. "Kaine?" Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hands reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma? Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. "Grandma, come on, we have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's wraps and thumped to the ground below. "Grandma, no, no!" "I said run. God damn it, you have to live. You have to get through." The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's own nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature had finally lifted its appendage, All that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone! Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliffs and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolved smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept toward its prey. Kaine's body slowly arose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the other side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature so covered just moments before took a slow, hesitant step backward, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment, laughing like a madwoman. She leaped into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine out like a fly, sending her crashing through the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all that faded away until all that remains was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it! 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 Kill it, 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 kill it now! As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. Wow. Here we see this scene again. Well, that was a solid 42 minutes of reading.
The beast approaches. Oh, I know.
So we're back here again. Deep Crimson Foe. Once more with feeling. Here we are again.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today!
My sword feels lighter. It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Smash it. Smash it. Right. We're good. All right. Well, we saw all that. We're gonna have more reading? Kaine's dreams. Encounter. We got more reading. Oh boy. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that his tormentor was dead, turned and stopped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Slammed beyond imagining, Kaine tried to turn her attention to the other side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depth of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Dimo, she thought. The unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. Don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered resisted for a moment, then produced a piece of sketch quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell out the picture to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jelly dance. See that? And he cried, it's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha cha 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 cha. I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head to the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me! Save me! Kaine finally resorted, shouting at the voice into her mind. I don't make wishes. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best! Kaine glanced down and saw a black shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving out toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. All too very real. That's not there, but I wanted to say that for emphasis. Come on, said the voice, let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why not let me have it? Have what? Your body, come on, give it to me, give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused as if licking his lips. When it resumed, it was filled with mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use it to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear off their throats and bathe in the blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe, what of it? The slime reached her face, crept past her nose, and slowly oozed in the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice of the checkout. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me the body and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side as she watched it grow longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I could see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. So stop, she whispered, how she forgave her voice. Stop. The Black Goose hesitated, considering this request, then quickly shimmed down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Oh, what the hell, Sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Your grandma said, can't die yet. The image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shit that heard some mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. When she finally opened her eyes again, they burned bright red. That thing to my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burn itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned. Me are going to be good friends now. Kaine stayed intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop, gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood. Then go out there and shut up, and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just step and die so I can have the body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies would love to see it dead. Connie got a nearby shining eyes and tried to solve the shitting for the portion of her side. Before she could, her darker left arm grabbed her right wrist, crushing. Connie screamed and dropped. As the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Gah! Stupid idiot girl, you're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me, we got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So listen, parted the voice. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all that bad. There's plenty in it for you too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, we'll wrap him up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What? You think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good goddamn who you murdered, honey pants. I just want to drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, about it. How about it? You and me, we could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Yeah, screamed the voice. Look at you, oh Sunshine. We're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrant. If you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more it's rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think that this can work. I'm gonna punish it and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. When I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrant. Count on it. Yeah, I'm shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go south, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside her had already won. I am not a shade. I am Kaine. Breathing this much and she slowly digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry, but I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn and the people of the area rose through their daily lives, she remained in a position as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive. Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Ah, here we are again.
Oh, hey. Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Aww.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow. You grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Aww.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep.
It has so much more impact now.
Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one. We let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Alright, let me just check on something real fast. Okay, we're back now.
Please try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside.
Oh.
You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
That voice acting.
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now.
Oh, I can see the mouth moving.
Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila.
Oh.
For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end.
Yes.
They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
What a game. What a game this is. Truly amazing. Oh, what's this? This is a new cutscene. This was not in the original at all. What is
I
this?
should apologize to Kaine and Emil, but
This is new.
what good would that even do?
I got a fire going
Wait,
weird, aren't they?
Oh,
I feel like I could stare at the flames forever.
I hear Emil.
Don't get all googly-eyed and catch your clothes on fire.
Obviously.
Hey,
I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
they're in the Northern Plains.
Yeah, me too.
Aww, this was not in the original at all. Hold on, guys. I really gotta plug in my laptop.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Aww. And now we actually get to see their wholesome relationship.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I
Aww.
mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Aww.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Aww.
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak.
Aww.
But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was.
Discrimination.
No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
If only it was that
Let me
easy.
guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
Aww. It's nice to have lighthearted moments in such a sad and depressing game like this. It's so nice to see that. Merchant Pass. That was that's such a beautiful and touching moment.
Sleep well?
sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale. Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
We're not going for that yet. Oh, that's right. I got some seeds to harvest over here. Alright. Wow, I've already been streaming for over an hour. That was a big lore dump, but it was worth it. Alright, let's take care of these seeds. And let's see our side quests. 80%. You don't have any income. Oh no. It looks like side quest progress was reset actually. Meaning we gotta pick some up. Let's see the seeds. I'm gonna take care of this thing real fast. I'm doing the whole time zone manipulation trick. Okay. 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 Red. All right. Now watering time. We're doing this for one of the side quests. And now with this, we push the clock forwards. Okay. If we get a pink moonflower, I will load to the first slot. Good. I see one right here. So we're good. Okay. Now with that out of the way,
kinda thought you'd never talk to us again.
I understand you're doing this for the village, and that you don't have a choice.
Pretty much, yeah. But look, why don't you go talk to Popola? I think she wanted to discuss the Shadow Lord with you.
Headed there next. Oh, and Devila?
Yeah?
Sorry about yesterday. I shouldn't have lost my temper like that.
You don't need to apologize. Anyone would be upset when their friends are hurting.
Yes.
Let Emil and Kaine know that we're sorry, alright?
Alright.
Yeah.
Let Emil and Kaine know.
Alright.
They say shades have been sighted around the junkie. You think they've started using machines? That would be the end of us for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Popola?
Oh. Hello.
Look, I want to apologize for yes.
Stop. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but neither did you. You're just trying to protect the villagers. And I jumped down your throat for it.
It's very kind of you to say so. Regardless, please don't let it trouble you.
Ahem. I believe there was something you wished to discuss with us.
Oh, right. Yes, about that. You know about the lost shrine, right?
The temple where I was first discovered.
That's it. Well, it seems that the Shadow Lord's lair is connected to it somehow.
Oh, it was right under our pages the whole time.
But the bridge that leads there is unusable.
So, take a boat.
A boat?
Yes. The canal's finally been repaired. It
No,
took
it's
a
this
lot
again.
longer than expected. What with the shades and all. I also asked them to provide a boat at the path to the Lost Shrine's back entrance. The ferryman will let you use it free of charge. That should make it easier for you to move from town to town.
Thanks, Popola. I feel like you've done so much for me. I'm really grateful. Alright, I'll see you around.
And for the love of everything, be careful. And for the love...
It makes it even sadder knowing what their role is. Because now we're fully aware of everything.
The path above the entrance to the shopping district should lead to the boat landing.
How excellent to know the canal is finished. Hopefully this puts our days of running all over behind us.
The faster we can move, the faster we can save Yona. Let's use it as often as we need.
I know who it is. This guy.
Hey, look who it is. Remember me?
That red bag. By my pages, you're the slovenly half of that couple who refused to stop arguing.
Hey, it's been a while.
Sure has. I've been in charge of this canal since we last talked. Apparently I did a pretty good job with it because they decided to make me the permanent ferryman.
Oh yeah, huh? Congrats.
Thanks. Still, it's not all puppies and unicorns. The old ball and chain is always harping on me now about how much I work. Anyway, if you got a place to be, just let me know and I'll take you there.
Alright, let's not waste any time with this. Plot details we get.
The lost shrines up ahead, just past this cave.
As well as the Shadow Lord's castle.
Let us make haste.
Level 29 now. Oh, hey. Hansel. Good girl. What do you want? Go away, dirty defective swine. I'm not like you. I'm different. The shades are being true humans. They have their own feelings and emotions. But if they are humans and fully sentient, then why are they even fighting the replicants? Okay, let's go. Alright. Oh. Hello. You again. Stop bothering me. Grimoire Vice has been taken away. Hansel is dead. There's no reason for me to exist anymore. My life is over. Just leave me alone. What? You see, the shades are actually intelligent.
Ain't you excited, sunshine? We finally get to bathe in blood.
Tyran.
Don't talk to me.
I want to kill so bad I can barely stand it.
The incomplete stone. Level up as much as we can. Now I know how these finishing moves work. we go. Yeah. More despair. Box puzzle time, oh boy. Alright, we got this. Oh.
This is all too easy.
Yeah, now it is. We're basically one-shotting them. I used to think these guys were so tough before. Now everything is so much easier. Well, I remember this one was kind of really difficult. I just need to figure this out. I'll be fine. Doing well. Doing very well. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Okay. Whoops. Hold on. Turn back. Turn back.
What's with these guys?
Certainly not your garden variety, Shades.
Their bodies aren't fully functional.
Say, I've heard of this. A cursed area where incomplete shades gather.
Tyran talking. Now we can hear what Tyran is thinking. this back. We're good. All right. Oh, the music. Giant shade. Wait, is the music gonna change or something? Wait, no, we're gonna get another cutscene. I've treated you all poorly. I mocked you, betrayed you, all because you went Gestalt before the change was complete. But after all this, I think I can understand you. I think we can speak as equals. This makes me very happy. I hope we can spend the rest of our lives. What was that? Shades actually have character. They are the true humans.
Kaine, Emil, look, from now on, I'm going to sleep outside with you.
Why?
I can't accept that you aren't allowed in the village. It's stupid.
So you're staging a protest? Fun!
Don't waste your time.
But it just feels wrong.
Well, that's really nice of you, but you still don't have to stay out here with us.
Emil.
You've got a super important mission. You can't sleep out in the rain. What if you catch a cold? Besides, I like camping with Kaine. Sometimes we sit around the fire and tell stories, or roast...
Emil, that's enough. I got a fucking image to maintain.
Now we actually have more context to what they do. That was beautiful seeing that scene is not in the original.
We seem to be surrounded by a mob of helpless puppies.
Just kick them aside.
Yep. Oh no. Well, I'm sure everything will be okay. Nothing's gone wrong so far that's popped up. Only that one time. Like here, now I'm doing the boss fight. Don't you touch them! Oh, I actually could hear him talking! Damn you.
What's going on? There's dozens of them!
Stop, little ones. They're too strong for you.
These are creatures of the darkness. Lure them to the light. Pathetic to the end, I see.
Aim for that statue. It's the leader.
I'm not their leader. It is I who rely on them. It is they who saved me. Stop hurting my friends.
Oh, you're funny. I'm gonna start crying here.
Foolish creatures. You cannot hope to best me.
These little bastards just keep coming.
These creatures cannot abide the sun. Lure them into the light.
I want to try. I want to try going for those boss speedrun trophies. Those are my friends.
This is one stubborn son of a bitch.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
Hey there, sunshine. You ain't feeling bad. Sweet Gaia. Ain't no turning back now. You got a lust for blood. Embrace the slaughter. All we know is the thrill of battle. Ain't that right, Kaine?
Oh. And then Tyrant's gonna talk here.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Oh, come on. Oh, come on, you stupid. You're complete, but our friends make us whole. We are mocked, abused, and hated, but our friends keep us strong. That is what keeps us going. That is what keeps us going. Do not stand in the way of our lives. Those are my friends. Come on, move, move, move. We're seeing actual humanity.
Kaine! Are you alright? Kaine!
I fear there is little we can do for her.
No! Kaine!
Get back.
What is happening?
We can hear the shade sounds now.
It's all over for you, sunshine.
Oh
Kaine!
no.
Kaine!
Oh no. Cole's still coughing.
It's Kaine's shade!
With no other choice, we must strike it down.
Kaine! Come back!
Now, pin her down.
Kaine, please! Come back to us!
Oh dear.
Kaine! Kaine!
Kaine!
I couldn't hold it back. I can't be with...
We're always going to be together, Kaine.
Oh.
If you transform again, we'll just stop it again. As many times as it takes.
Oh,
I don't
this
care how
again.
tough it is. We're gonna get you back. I like sleeping outside because I'm with you, Kaine. I'm able to ignore my appearance and keep going because of you. I'm weak and I'm sad and I'm lonely, but you make me strong.
Just like
You're my
Kaine's
friend,
grandmother.
And I need you. So don't you dare leave me.
Can you determine its meaning?
I think this is the key to unlocking the Shadow Lord's castle. Here, take a look at this.
Wait, are we still good? Oh, it caught up. Okay, okay.
I wrote down all the words I can understand.
Oh, but the stream froze up.
This fragment is called the Stone Guardian. Given that you found it in the Lost Shrine, the words must mean something.
Huh.
There are spaces here for 4 other fragments as well. Sacrifice, the Law of Robotics, the Memory Tree, Loyal Cerberus. The Law of Robotics probably refers to the Junk Heap, and the Memory Tree might be the Forest of Myth. But as for Sacrifice and Loyal Cerberus, I don't have a clue.
Not a problem. If we want to fill in the words, we just run around the world killing every big monster we find, right?
Oh, splendid. By all means, let us undertake a murderous rampage.
They're just shades. Besides,
Just
it's the
shades.
only way to reach the Shadow Lord.
Not anymore.
It's a dangerous task.
Yeah, well, Yona's in even more danger.
But how can you even be sure that she's...
Because she is! Right? The Junk Heap and the Forest of Myth, yeah? I'm on my way.
Please be careful. Oh, and listen. About Kaine and Emil. The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
The villagers know how much they've sacrificed, and they're thankful. It's just... they're scared, you know? People can't change overnight. I'll hurry them along the best I can. But can you please give them a little more time?
I'll try.
Okay. Matching red bags. Oh. That's a new one, actually.
Hopeless said we
Forest
might
of
be
Myth.
able to find something in the Forest of Myth.
You will forgive me if I seem less than enthusiastic about such a trip.
I'm not going to read over all the stuff again for Forest of Myth. I'm just going to kind of breeze through it. So I think now is an excellent time to start doing some side quests. At least the ones we can pick up.
Oh man.
What's the problem?
Well, I was distracted while I was cooking and sort of started a fire. Can't.
Yeah.
You sure?
All our side quest progress has basically been reset.
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first?
The Masterless Lighthouse.
Got a job from Seafront if you aren't too busy. It's a guy. Looking for something? Look, just go ask him, alright? I wrote down the client's location on your map.
Alright. Side quest time.
Oh there! Just tell me where you want to go, and I'll do the rest.
Where is he? There's the shipwreck.
Hey, you got a moment? You used to be friends with the lighthouse lady, right?
As I remember it, we basically hated each other.
Oh, well, you at least talked to her, right? Could I ask you a favor?
What is it?
Well, the lighthouse is in good shape now, but it's going to wear out eventually. We'd like to have replacement parts ready. You think you could get the parts from the junk heap for me? I'm sure the lighthouse lady would be appreciative, wherever she is.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, thank you. I think we'll need 10 broken lenses and 10 broken batteries. While you're at it, 10 mysterious switches would be nice too.
Oh. Okay. So where's she next? The post office? And that there's a side quest there to be picked up.
Hey, did you hear the news?
What is it?
There's a giant shade in the southern plains, and they say it likes to eat postmen.
Really? I've never heard of shades eating people.
Yeah, well, people say the bodies look like they've been torn apart and chewed on. We're all too scared to deliver the mail with that thing around.
The shades are becoming more of a threat than ever before.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Please help us, or the mail might never be delivered. Please help.
The apprentice postman.
Those shades are wreaking havoc with our shipments. We risk our lives every time we deliver something.
Okay, is it? Oh dang, it's way too sunny. It's very conflicting information. We gotta keep loading, get it out of the area. Oh. Oh, there we go. It'll show up. Is it just RNG whether it shows up or not? I'm tired. I might just end this at the 2.5 hour mark. So I hope you guys all don't mind. Okay, I need side quest guide. Gotta go in and back out, in and back out, just to get it to be overcast. It's annoying, but
impossible.
There it
Who
is.
knew the shades had grown so large? And this close to a human settlement, no less.
They probably ran out of stuff to eat up on the mountain.
Kaine, keep your guard up! I'm gonna make sushi out of this shitbag!
Such frightening enthusiasm.
report back.
Alright. We're good on that one. We're really good on that one.
I killed the Shade in the southern plains.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know what to do about all the postmen who quit, but I guess I'll figure something out. Anyway, here's your reward. %.
The economy's not doing so well these days.
Where are we going now?
After dinner lately, the wife and I'll sit down and share an apple together as we unwind. It's my favorite part of the day. Anyway, enough about me. If you got a place to be, let me know and I'll take you there.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm in a heap of trouble now.
What's the problem?
Well, I was distracted while I was cooking and sort of started a fire. Now I have to repair the kitchen and all my equipment. Can't make the repairs without a bunch of parts, but the only place you can find that much scrap is in the junk heap.
Yeah, that's bad news, all right. Want me to go for you?
You sure? You'll have to bring in a whole bunch of robots and take it from them, so it ain't exactly safe.
Yeah.
All the more reason to entrust the task to us.
This won't be our first time in the junk heap. Just let us know what you need.
Thanks. I really appreciate this. I need 1 memory alloy, 10 titanium alloys, and 10 broken motors. Got all that?
Wow, that's a lot. But okay, we'll be back in a while.
Okay.
I fear the next card fate holds for us. More and more of our sons and daughters go out hunting and never return. What are we supposed to do?
Okay, now what next? Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm gonna stop soon.
curse these tired old bones. Oh, now that I do all my shopping in one trip, this stuff is getting heavy.
Oh, you, huh? Just leave me alone, will you? Funny how lonely it gets when those brats aren't around.
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first? Seems like there's a traveler in Seafront who's searching for something. Why don't you go see what she wants? I wrote down the client's location on your map, so head over there to get the details.
I think both of these ships should be in Seafront.
Oh, which job should I give you first? A shipbuilder in Seafront needs materials for a repair job. I wrote down... Oh, which job... Seems like...
So we're in the same general vicinity.
Why am I the only one working this hard?
Learned a valuable lesson recently. Never ask where something you misplaced is without looking for it first. You should have seen the steam coming out of the wife's ears after that one.
Huh?
Anyway, enough about me. If you got a place to be, let me know and I'll take you there.
Okay. I'm quite tired.
Hey, I know you. You're that kid who takes any job, no matter how weird or demeaning.
Not really how I'd phrase it, but okay.
I've got a merchant ship that needs some repairs. Think you can round up some materials for me? I need 5 logs, 20 dented metal boards, and 10 stripped bolts. I'd ask if you're up for it, but I know you are.
That hardly seems necessary. A trading business, huh?
Is something the matter?
No, it's just that... Well, I've never left this area. It's got me wondering what it would be like to visit another country. I'd love to take Yona on a trip like that sometime.
And someday you shall.
I will. I'm sure of it.
That's 5 logs, 20 dented metal boards, and 10 stripped bolts. Thanks much.
Excuse me, sir?
You mean me?
Yes, yes. People have been talking. They say you're a very adept freelance agent. I'm a jeweler by trade, you see, and I'm currently in search of a precious gem known as the Mermaid Tear. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't know much about jewelry. Sorry.
Well then, let me tell you. I believe the tier to be located somewhere in this very town. I know I'm close. So very close.
This seems like more than just a business transaction for you.
You see to the core of me, sir. The mermaid tear is one of my family's most precious heirlooms. My uncle was the previous possessor, but upon his death some 50 years ago, the jewel vanished without a trace. During the course of my research, I discovered that he once sent the jewel to this very town.
Well, if it's that important, I'd be willing to help.
1,000 thank yous, good sir. The assistance of a local such as yourself will surely make the search that much more fruitful.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Ah, the noble quester returns. How goes the search?
Now we gotta walk around and talk to people. Or unless you have a side
The
quest.
mermaid tear. Never heard of it. The lighthouse lady would have been the one to ask. She knew everything about precious stones.
That old woman, is it?
Yep.
Perhaps a visit to her home is in order.
Oh. Even though she passed away. Okay. I don't see anything here. Oh wait, look at this. There's something to examine.
There are 2 letters here for the lighthouse lady. According to the postmark, they're 50 years old. Didn't that jeweler say the mermaid tear was lost 50 years ago?
It may be more than mere coincidence. It may behoove us to sneak a look inside these letters.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt. Here's the first letter. I am enclosing the mermaid tear with my next letter. It is the only thing I have found in this world that can hope to compare to your beauty. And here's the second one. My dearest, I fear I cannot send the mermaid tear at this time. I hope you can forgive me for this terrible slight. So the mermaid tear was supposed to go to the lighthouse lady, but never made it.
And yet the tear is no longer with its original owner. What can we conclude from this?
Well, the second letter was sent from Seafront, which means the postman's father had started writing letters by that time.
Which means the jewel must have made its way to this town. Ah, but I smell a rat. To the post office!
All right. This one's interesting. To the post office we go then.
Where did that enormous ship even come from? That married couple. The fishermen are having a terrible time of it. I hardly know what to make for dinner anymore.
Wait, what did the child say? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, hello. What can I do you for?
I'm looking for a package addressed to the lighthouse lady. It would be about 50 years old.
You want a package from half a century ago?
Your father was the previous postman, right? Did he ever mention something like that to you?
No. He just told me to keep writing the letters. But we keep all of our unclaimed packages in the storage room, so if she didn't pick it up, it's probably still there.
Great. If you don't mind, I'd like to take a look.
Oh no, we gotta do this puzzle again. I think I might have this. Or not. Wait. Wait a minute. Oh. So close. I really need to figure this out. This is not easy. We can't jump. Dang it. This is so hard to find this. Finding where the puzzle fits. Oh, we got it. Wait.
A 50-year-old package. Hope the rats haven't eaten it. Wait, is this it?
It bears her name, and the postmark is 50 years old. Look, the jewel lies inside. Quickly, what does the letter say?
As promised, I am enclosing the mermaid tear. Unfortunately, with this gift comes a piece of sad news. My love, I fear the illness which ravages my body will soon claim it. My dreams of traveling to you are all but lost.
Oh.
I desired so to give you this stone with my own hand. And I cannot is my greatest regret. He gave her his family's heirloom as a final gift.
Hold a moment. I see another letter.
What?
Looks like a death notice.
I see. So the poor fellow had already passed when the package arrived at seafront.
Which means the postman had already begun to lie to her. So what now? Do we give the jewel back to the client, or... maybe the postman has an idea.
Did you find it?
Yeah, but it's complicated.
I see. It was from the woman's lover.
I gotta say, I'm not sure what to do here.
Well, you're the one who found it. Do whatever you think is best.
What should we do?
Oh, dang. Give it to the client.
I think we should give it to the client.
Well, all right. If that's what you think is best. I doubt the old girl would complain about it.
She probably got the jewel in heaven anyway. Guess the next step is to visit the client.
We have a job to do.
Yes? Did you find my jewel?
Yeah, we did. It's right here.
Oh, I've waited for so long. Your sterling reputation, sir, has clearly been earned.
Alright.
Finally, my grandfather's precious memento is home. Please, take this reward along with my thanks.
So the mermaid tear was being gifted to her.
That thing must stir up some powerful memories.
Alas, it is far too late to bring it to her now.
It made its way to her in the next life. I'm sure of it.
I certainly hope so.
Thanks for your efforts. Perhaps we'll spend a little more time in this town before heading home. Thank you.
Let's see, 83% quests. Now this one.
Town sure has changed.
What?
I used to fish here with my grandfather, but those happy times seem very far away now.
Aww. Where are we even going? I'm running in circles. Ugh. Hang afloat. Over here, right?
My wife scolded me for wearing extra layers because it makes more laundry. Can you believe that? I got a job to do and it gets cold out here. Anyway, enough about me. If you got a place to be, let me know and I'll take you there.
Oh. To the material shop.
Why am I the only one working this hard?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. I'm just tired. Just really tired. The material shop.
Welcome. We've got some new weapons in stock.
I need these. Oh.
Blacksmiths always do well in times like these. Supply and demand, I suppose.
I'm thinking.
I knew it. This is what I was talking about. With shades increasing and animals dying off, even mutton is getting expensive.
Huh.
Oh, it's you, eh? Well, we're all counting on you. Shades could strike at any moment, so we have to be ready at all times. I remember when patrolling the shopping district used to be easy.
Where's the material shopkeeper?
Thanks for coming. I've got some great materials for sale. Things sure are rough lately.
I know you don't get anything for side quests, but besides just money, but hey, it's still kind of nice to do them.
You know, me and this red bag have been through a lot together. I always try to take good care of her so we can have plenty more great years together. Anyway, enough about me. If you got a place to be, let me know and I'll take you there.
Seafront. Alright.
Here's your stuff.
Much appreciated. Now I can get back to business. Here's some gold. I'll let you know as soon as I need my floor swept or a toilet cleaned. Ever since I was a little kid, I always dreamed of sailing in these big trading ships.
84%, okay. Oh boy, this one's gonna be an annoying one because titanium alloys are rare drops. So is memory alloy. Okay, where are we going?
Even when work is crazy busy, I always try to make it home in time to have dinner together with the wife. Food's always better when you share it with someone. Am I right?
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about me. If you got a place to be, let me know and I'll take you there.
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first?
Tale of the study.
Apparently the manor's butler has a unique shade he wants your advice on.
Oh.
Yeah, don't look at me. I wrote down the client's location on your map, so head over there to get the details.
It's gonna be in the Southern Plains. I don't seem to remember this side quest ever being in the game. But it's been so long since I played the original, and I don't really remember the other side quests. I just really remember the main story. Okay. Ah.
Master Emile, terribly sorry to disturb you, but I fear we have a situation.
What is it, Sebastian?
I was attempting to tidy up the study earlier, only to find that it has been occupied by a shade. Shades really seem to love this place, huh? I take it you want us to kill the thing?
That may not be necessary, sir. It's not causing any trouble. It is simply sitting in the study.
Oh.
It didn't attack you. It did not, sir.
Well, I don't care if it's wearing a tuxedo and drinking a cocktail. If it's a shade, I'm gonna kill it.
Whatever you think best, sir. Whatever...
Oh, it's so good to hear this music again. I think we were just in here. Just in here. Hold on. Where am I going? We got it.
This must be the friendly shade. Still, a shade is a shade. Let's get rid of it.
Who told you you could live in my home? I'll crush you like a bug. Please be careful.
This is a rather tough nut to crack.
Oh, I'll crack it one way or the other.
Oh, it's running away. There we go. The finisher command.
We killed that shade in the study. It was pretty tough.
Excellently done, sir. And now I must insist that you take this payment.
All right.
What was a shade doing in there in the first place?
I wondered that myself. Surely that creature lacks the intelligence to read books.
No, it doesn't.
I cannot imagine what else it hoped to accomplish there.
Natural rubber. Oh. Okay, oof. I think we'll do Forest to Myth, then we're gonna wrap this one up. Because I am really, really tired. Ugh. Because the other side quests were now. I don't think we can access any more side quests until we do Forest of Myth. At least the only one I saw was Life in the Sands. The only other one. Plus this Forest of Myth. This isn't going to take that long. Okay.
The home of that blasted dream.
Yeah.
Truly a nightmare I hope never to experience again.
I hear you.
Okay.
Oh, hello. How are things? You want to know if anything unusual is happening? Well, I have been feeling a rather strange presence whenever I visit the Divine Tree.
The Divine Tree?
It's a legendary tree that exists in the heart of our village.
Did you investigate the cause of this presence?
Not really, no.
And why not?
Well, we're not really supposed to go near the tree, except for prayer.
And why is that?
I don't know.
Huh.
It's just how things have always been.
Weird.
There's something strange happening with the Divine Tree. That reminds me. I have a rather interesting story for you. Would you care to hear it?
There's not much of anything. I just remember this. It just said therefore so as a pretense to, in fact, furthermore. And that was the end of that. I remember what's happening.
We are the grass, the trees, the woods.
Why do we seem to encounter nothing but odd people lately?
You should talk, Vice.
As if Grimoire Vice is capable of spouting such nonsense.
Hang on. I don't think it's done.
It's the dark entity that governs all memories. May the words form themselves to your liking.
Does that mean it'll tell us what we want to know? That'd be nice.
Huh. I wonder if this part changes at all. Black, pure darkness, painting over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. This is wrong, whispered the tree in the voice of wind through the leaves. This is not how it was supposed to be. The plan has failed. Once long ago, the tree remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shimmered with something approached to enjoy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much a part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. And once they formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words went together to form colonies. The colonies united to whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child of the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by dead disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the black bleached sheets upon which he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The daughters have long since surrendered his fate to the gods. The boy too has abandoned hope. Strange emotions of weariness, hatred swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror. It germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep green eyes. She is a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is comfort to him, but he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing for his own state. Soon this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. The girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her of his feelings, this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. Look at my memory. There is a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. And when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises, and another, and another. The warrior knows her struggles of folly. But fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-out mind lies a vague memory of a daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She does not know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go, some fleeing in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 23 companions, but most are gone now. The warrior's body shudders. She does not understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large that it blots out the sky. She is laughing. She's been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, the memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many seconds of resistance, the tree saw that its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed ready to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond his comprehension. It did, however, have the distinctness thing was missing. The mountain of memories so carefully assembled had disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sit through the few remaining memories littering the ground under its branches. This is why the tree was pleased when the young man and his companion entered the room. NieR, well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room NieR had entered was almost completely empty. All you could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, NieR suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the forest of myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As NieR stared at the jewel bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored him to listen. It was an order, following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized they must listen. They must listen! Voice, look there! A small shiny presence appeared from beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. The shade grasped several jewels in his hand. More jewels tumbled out of his mouth like shards of broken teeth. Sights and suns together eternally before vanishing forever. The picture was a prison memory. Strewn objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. Voice, this shade appears to be consuming the memories. NieR, these things eat memories? The tree extended a branch toward NieR. Without a second thought, NieR brought his blade down on the shade, tearing his stomach wide. Jewels burst from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree, there was a conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth, attempting to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. I implore you, Sarah, glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of the lost enemy?
You let it slip through your fingers.
Come on, we have to go back to that stupid land of words again?
I'm not reading over all this again. Okay, green 33. Okay. I'm skipping over all this. What was the color of the lost enemy? Green. It spoke! The shade has intelligence and emotion. Who cares? NieR brushed by his comments as his sword began to slice through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to NieR. I must touch him. I must make contact. Moving his fingers brushed against NieR, the tree felt a warm sensation began to burn. Something hot coursed through his fingers. Up and suddenly, his head body. It was emotion, more than anything I felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprising joy. 1,000 years alone. 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries, the tree had been alone. Its heart stood with heavy chains, but no more. New powerful emotion began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. It was more than the simple emotions that had been designed to feel. It was the beginnings of a soul, and the young man was the key. This was the promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain. A new and unpleasant sensation, but the time was not yet right. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beasts? Okay, real time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shit once and for all. Something round and shiny fell from the open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key! Cried the book. Secure the key! The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around it, stretching slow, and time is essential. The next word must be heard. The words exploded, and it became difficult to discern the meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite black space in the wall. Right, this world was falling apart. How could the world let us? I implore. Most important thing, world. Jonah. Life was complete. The memories disappeared. His identity began to dissolve. As the letter slowly faded, NieR was drawn back to the real world, and the tree was satisfied. Okay. That part is pretty much identical.
What in the... I never realized shades were capable of rational thought.
I don't care if they can tap dance and play the fiddle. I just want to kill it without all this hassle.
With the... no longer have to worry about being buried in its world of letters. Unless, of course, time itself begins to rewind.
Oh. Okay. I think that's good enough for now.
Popola said we might be able to find a key fragment in the junk heap.
Perhaps we can find a clue at Two Brothers' weaponry.
We're gonna get this sword a second time. Okay, guys. Maybe this is a good point to stop. 3 hours. On the dot. Alright, yep. Okay, guys. See you all next time. Bye, everyone. Take care.